So even if you get to that point where you're supposed to be able to win the game as this Medusa, it's hard to actually go up this hill. It's hard to ever take a fight on your terms. Honestly, I'll be honest, Kips. I'm kind of happy that I'm seeing a Medusa game that I don't like because far too often these Medusa games is just like, well, this is going to be an easy game for her. So I am glad that it's going to be an uphill climb if she is going to end up winning this one.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I can disappoint you a little though, Realm has been an absolute farming beast on this hero. He's been absolutely outstanding, and he does seem to have a lot better grip on his hero than some Medusa players that I've even seen in Division 1. Like, he farms up an absolute storm. So, you might still be disappointed in this Medusa doing well. It's still a possibility.
I got to see... My dreams are already fulfilled, to be fair. I got to see HFN lose on this hero earlier this morning, so that already makes me very, very happy. Talk to me about what this laning phase is going to look like.
A long time ago, by the way.
30 seconds.
It's only like 20 hours ago. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, not that long ago.
Dota never stops, and neither do we.
Exactly. We live here. This is our lives. This is what we do.
But sorry, you wanted to ask me something.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to ask you about these lanes. Holla at me, put me on. Is there a lane here? It does feel like on the bright side for KBUS, they have some okay lanes. The one thing I'm not entirely sure how they're going to run is going to be this Tiny in the mid lane. But overall, everything does seem fairly decent for them. So can they come out of this laning phase with a strong enough advantage to just sort of roll through the mid game, despite the Medusa still needing time to be able to build up?
I mean, they have a Beastmaster, right? Beastmaster is automatic tempo, and the Medusa is decently good to stand up versus this DK Cotton lane. Like, as long as you survive the first couple of levels all right, I don't actually think Yaren can kick you out hard enough. That Looky can too easily take the tower, because Medusa does start clearing waves very well once the levels in the Mystic Snake tick up. But you gotta have a lane before that. If that happens, then top lane is going to automatically get pushed through by KBU. Bot lane will not do so. And you have some great economic advantage and some great terrain advantage to walk off of. So that's their hope for them. And that also, of course, is one of the reasons why you pick this Medusa at all. You did need to get something here that could stand versus the Cottle spam.
Cottle, awful hero to lane into, so certainly going to be something that they need to be cognizant of in this bottom lane. Mid, this is a matchup I have not seen in a little bit of time. Kunkka into Tiny here. Obviously, the game is going to be predicated on the Tiny getting as early blink as humanly possible. What item build do you think we're going to see from the Kunkka in this one? Is we just going standard like Halberd, BKB for kids here?
Yeah, he might have, because in my opinion, like, the standard build is BKB Rush, but he might actually change out of that and grab something else, maybe even an armlet in this game, depending, because the damage coming for KBU is fairly limited with this Zeus being a support, and a +5 support at that. So you're mostly looking at the Tiny and the Beastmaster as sources of damage here.
Do you like this 5 Zeus in this game? I personally feel that Zeus is one of these heroes that does quite a lot for you, and I like him as 4 because you can still find yourself getting some farm and experience. You don't feel bad like sending him off into the wilderness to finish a shot, Aghanim Scepter, whatever.
Yeah,
in this kind of context, doesn't he just like not get enough to be effective in this game?
Yeah, I mean, we had that concern, with the 2+4 scenario created by running Rubik Tiny, and it's even more so with this Zeus. Like, I guess the best point about having the Zeus instead of the Tiny is that he can still contribute even if he's farming a lane somewhere, right? Because you can still press R and do something, even if it's not the benefit of your Arc Lightning spam in the fights. But yeah, in the lane he's just Heavenly Jump. That's literally it. I guess you use a lightning bolt to secure some range creeps with.
I was actually about to ask you about that. When you're playing this support Zeus, it just feels so sad. Lightning bolt's so expensive. 120 mana. You cast it once and you're like, well, that's my contribution to the lane. I'm done. I'm going home now. I have to pop the next mango. Feels very bad.
That's on table. Yeah, not a dog. Exactly. Exactly. That's betrayal of the team name right there. How dare you have a cat on a dog themed team?
Yeah, somebody needs to get kicked for this.
Yeah.
What the hell's happening?
You're
Get them
only
out of the
allowed
team.
to have one or the other, not both.
And then you have people like me who's like, neither, please. It's fine.
Oh, I'm more of a both, please. So we still have balance in all things here.
Balance in all things. You know what's not balanced? Is me having to admit that our Cryptic's a little bit right. This sniper laning phase against any hero that can beat Beastmaster has to be a good hero in my opinion. And obviously he's doing a lot better because of the circumstances playing into a range hero as a sniper, or into a melee hero as sniper, but still doing well enough that he can afford to be left alone a little bit. You don't see this anymore with these past fives being able to just be like, well, fend to your own devices, although it might end up being a mistake. He gets lifted back into danger here. A couple more right clicks. Would it be enough to kill him? No! 20 HP, buddy. He's fine, kids. He's fine. It all worked out.
Little disappointed in Sunlight here. Like I don't want to, but they didn't know how far away. Or actually, no, they did. They were watching Bloody Nine all this time. I think they had the time actually, but that's also why they went for him, because they could see that he was off the lane. And yeah, like this is not by any means a safe lane for this sniper, especially not now that the Helm of Iron Will has been completed on the Beastmaster. He cares a lot less about all those little blinks now. Yeah, the Sunlight's just gonna go for him.
Let's see. Do they have the damage to get this kill? Bloody Nine gets some damage available from the shrapnel. One more spell should do the trick. And Bloody Nine does manage to get it. Rubik does end up taking a tumble. They try to get aggressive onto the Stonebank sniper earlier on. Ends up not panning out, unfortunately. All right. Cool. Quick revenge being picked up. And that's a consequence of them not being able to get the kill earlier. They were able to reset, come back. And this hurts so much. It's always so painful in Dota when you fail to get a kill and then the opponent immediately comes back to get one onto you.
And this might be like sort of a prophecy for the rest of this game, because that is exactly what a sniper does to you if you don't hard commit on him. Lightning Bolt, yes, it's expensive. Yes, it also deals a lot of damage. Kill picked up by the Zeus in our bot lane.
This is also quite good, slowing down the progression of this Keeper of the Light. Anything you can do to prevent the Grandfather from having a phenomenal game is always good. Top lane, they might actually end up losing Tourist. He ends up getting the kill first onto the Sniper, so finally they make it happen for themselves. Bloody Nine cannot find the range to get MMR Tourist, and the Tourist has been spamming out those bow onto Bloody Nine as well. This should be a kill. Nope, he's actually going to escape. He's going to be okay. Close call a little bit in that situation, but the amazing thing is to get the kill onto the sniper, and the fact that the gold itself gets picked up by the Beastmaster in this situation.
Sunlight's kind of upset about being stuck as MMR tourist, by the way, I seem to remember. Yeah.
It's so funny! It's too funny.
It's great. Oh, wait, did he... Maybe not actually, maybe there was another player. There are several players in this division stuck with names they didn't want, but Sunlight has actually had this name for a while. There have been some like anti-European sentiments against him, I believe.
Oh no.
That's the Warden? Yeah.
Warden's definitely dead. He was trying to play footsie with the Kunkka around this rune spot. This is always a risk and a gamble that you take when you show up into these Kunkka, Puck, Void Spirit lanes to try and help secure the rune. Sometimes your core hero is somewhere else and you just end up dying for it. It is what it is. He did his best. Bottom lane actually almost had a kill onto the Zeus as well, falling very, very low. Gonna be forced to vacate this side of the map because he's being chased by Lucky. So he cannot stick around any further. Now that he does have a salve, though, he can hang out. They're gonna instead put some pressure onto Realm here, who's taken so much damage. He gets caught without the mana shield on. Very low here. Mystic Snake will bring back some of it, but he's in a dangerous position. Does manage to skirt away behind the trees. I do not believe they had the necessary spells on Lucky. Nope, only 1 point into both Breathe Fire and the Dragon Tail. So unable to run down that Deucer. Still, it came very, very close. Top lane, though, the action doesn't stop. As Warden, he's going to be the one in danger right now. Level 6 picked up by the Sniper. Grabs the Assassinate, throws it out. And the Beastmaster can do nothing to assist him in that situation. Action all across the map here, Kips. Everybody's just trying to brawl right now.
Oh, and that's going to continue. This is an ADIV 2 that we're talking about after all.
One of the brawlier. Wait, what? Look at Italiano Gangster's build. I know that I'm in a different region and I'm seeing 4-star Tiny. All right, I like to see it. Like, I sometimes just see brown boots into the blink, but 4-star, do you, fam? Do the right thing, Italiano gangster.
Force? Where do you see the force?
Face boots. Sorry. Face boots.
Yeah, I like. This man has been casting for 20 hours straight.
To be fair, I did see force boots, 4-star rather, on 4-star tranquils on a Tiny support earlier today. So
yeah.
Maybe my brain is still a little bit in that fashion. Top lane though.
Especially versus Clockwork. I bet it was versus Clockwork.
You would be correct. Top lane. We're going to see the Beastmaster getting gone on here. He's in a lot of danger, throwing in all the spells that he could to try and survive the situation. At the same time, though, first rotation from Italiano Gangster will bring him to the bottom lane to bring down Lucky. So both offlaners suffering at this point in time. The Warden, of course, will end up dying here. There's no way he could escape away from this one. But still, you were not wrong. The brawls continue. Everybody's just punching each other all across the map right now. Who do you think is coming out ahead from this very action-packed set of first 10 minutes?
DogChamp, definitely. Like, their mid laner is doing a little bit better, a little bit more CS, a little bit more kills, has been cleaning the side camp a little bit more regularly. And, of course, MMR Tourist, Sunlight, he needs to get under that top tower, but with how good of a lane the sniper has had, I don't actually think that happens until Italiano Gangstar gets either a haste rune or that blink up. I don't see him dying otherwise.
Yeah. Italiano Gangster, there's a lot riding on you, my friend, as we do see the Zeus dying in this bottom lane. The eponymous Italiano Gangster is trying to head top, but Kips, unfortunately, how often do we see this? Walking right underneath vision, will not be able to connect with this rotation. We'll see, though. Stonebank is aware of this, so just going to start retreating. Very well behind the tier 1 tower for safety. At the same time, they're making a play down onto this bottom lane. Realm is in a lot of danger here. Kits on top of him with this boat. Not going to be able to connect onto it though. And the Stone Gaze for Realm will be able to save him long enough to TP out to safety. At the same time, they're still making their foray into that top lane behind the tower, looking for the sniper. They're not going to find anything though, because he's already made his way towards middle. Big rotation. And this game, much more fast-paced than I thought it was going to be, but it's so much fun to watch. We also have a quick kill middle. Everybody relax. We're paid to also talk about the game, not just watch fights. Zeus gets himself taken down. Kids were able to find some spells going on onto Italiano Gangster. This Tiny will certainly not be able to escape this one. Or will he? Nope. There's the Assassinate. And that's why you also pick up Sniper. The progress of damage from level 5 to level 6, not really matched by that many other cores in the game right now. And it manages to net them a kill and a tier 1 tower in this mid lane.
No, and this is the sniper start that you want. And now we're getting to the point where, yeah, the Blink Dagger is going to come out, but he'll have most likely a full Dragon Lance by that point if he wants it. Because there's the double band of Elven Skin already. He's racing towards the Hurricane Pike, excuse me. So he's racing towards the Dragon Lance right now. And man, they're just not backing off.
Oh no, they found Realm in the triangle, and Realm getting caught again without having the spell shield online. Ugh. It's these little things that happen in the game of Dota that end up having massive impacts down the line. They get that kill. They're not done just yet though. Kids,
Aurora's just spent
to run up. Okay, Raw was spent already. They're trying to go onto Bloody 9 here. They do end up being able to kill this Coddle. Sleep goes out onto the Beastmaster. Kunkka throws in the boat. Should be more than enough damage to burst him down, and that's a quick kill. Kunkka in a very good place. Bloody 9 also assisting with the kill there. And they still beating their heads across this top tower, hoping and praying that they finally get a kill, but they're getting nothing out of it. Although they might get something now that they've grabbed X marks the spot for the Warden. But overall, Kips, it's just been DogChamp. You were saying that they're doing much better off due to their heroes. They're also doing much better off in how they're executing these fights.
Yeah, I mean, but their ease of execution is so much higher right now because they don't really need to go in. The pressure is all on KBU to make things happen, and they're behind now, and they're far behind now. This Coddle will just keep on holding this top tower until he gets dove, and at that point, the Kunkka can just come in and throw another boat. 30 seconds for the next one.
Might be able to get this quick kill onto this Keeper of the Light, and it seems that'll be the case. Kunkka, as you mentioned, is here, and they're also bringing in Lucky, the first dragon form of the game being used up, proper Italiano Gangster stunned up. There's almost no way I imagine him getting out of here. Bloody 9, in presence as well, does have access to some spells to stall out this Tiny. Tiny, though, turns around. Avalanche, what a spell. Enables him to get a kill on the Bane, but it's a consolation kill at best. The Warden, MMR Tourist, they can't necessarily help out over here. They just have to watch their ally die in front of them. And they're still not done here, though, in the top lane. They're going to finally be able to aggress onto the tower and take it, but the resources expended just for a tier 1 tower, they're not even going to get it. Oh my god.
No.
This is still going. Hits, he's here now. Throws in the boat combination. They find the Zeus. No way for the +5 Zeus to survive this one. Immediate kill. Oh, man. DogChamp are out here, Kip. 7k gold lead. 13 minutes into the game. Every tier 1 tower still alive. Medusa being aggressed on bottom. What? She has to use Stone Gaze just to run away from her opposing number. Oh my god, this is like worst case scenario on all parts of the map.
Yep. They lost all 3 lanes. They don't have any AoE team fight to make use of like big over extensions from DogChamp either, so they're going to have to do this piece by piece. Look at how much this Medusa has been cut off right now. Her jungle's being watched, her support's behind her, sniper in front of her. They are gunning for her.
And I think they're gonna get a... They were almost there to reach with the vision. Unfortunately, Bloody Nine does not have access to an Aether Lens. God, Bane's cast range just feels so naff sometimes. At the very least, they will be able to bring down this Keeper of the Light. The damage being supplied by both the Zeus and the Rubik. So it's something. It's something. This is not necessarily about getting the kill, just about finally having some space for Realm to farm. As you mentioned, just has nothing to do on the map. Can't even farm the triangle safely because he's been ganked there more than once. Just been a difficult game so far for this Medusa.
But, bless, finally the top tower goes down. That's some space to breathe. That's some space to place vision for MMR Tourist to be a nuisance in, to start playing with the equilibrium of that top lane, and hopefully finish up that Helm of the Overlord. Even though, like, sure, he's running after Lucky Lucky right now, but that's going to be like a death by 1,000 cuts. He doesn't actually have the damage to do anything to him before the backup arrives.
Yeah, backup is coming. Sadly, there's a smoke up from KBU US. They want to reveal the Blink Dagger available from the Tiny. They almost lost this Beastmaster. Very good game sense to TP out of the situation. It's kind of sad, though, for Italiano Gangster, because soon he's going to show on map, then they'll know that he has this Blink available. He's still staying hidden in the trees, though. And here comes DogChamp, smoking up themselves. Do they have a Blink on Lucky Lucky? Of course they do. So they have access to the Blink Dragon Tail stun. Is there a viable target for them to make this reach atop? Yet again, they're looking to invade this triangle. Oh no, MMR Tourist, he's there, but Lucky Lucky not going forward just yet. Will now get the read, jumps forward. There's the stun, more than enough damage to even commit the full Fiend's Grip for this one. And it might seem like a bit of overkill, but preventing him from getting closer towards that Helm of the Overlord. You prevent that timing, you even steal some of these creeps. Man, Team DogChamp are just playing relentlessly in this opening game.
They are, and this is a terrifying lead to look at. Like 8k at 15 minutes? Holy crap, and now the Warden as well. Poor guy.
Is he dead?
They might have gone too far.
Oh, who died? They actually got Lucky Lucky instead. Okay. Alright, that's something. So they did indeed go too far. They're trying to get quick revenge though. Nightmare thrown out onto the Zeus. Yaren realizes that it's a bit too far forward to go, and Tiny's probably still in the vicinity. So they will not take the risk, but the Zeus... Oh no, Zeus dies anyway, comes back for this one. What the hell was Zeus doing? Italiano Gangster went forward now, doesn't manage to get the kill onto the Bane. Bane does fall now to the Warden. Here comes MMR Tourist. They're looking for Yaren. So Zeus sacrificed his life to make sure that his team will get this cleanup and get the D-Ward. Alright, hashtag support play. Doesn't matter if you live or die, as long as your team gets the advantage.
Yeah, and I guess that is the one thing that, apart from pressing R, that a Zeus is still useful for, even on +5. You're going to get a good amount of D-wards out of that guy. He has a bunch more work to do though, because there's still dire wards all over their side of the map.
Warden, what you got, fam? So there's still a ward right underneath you. They're going to scout out some of this movement. Lucky Lucky is seen though. Warden, get some damage out onto him. They realize though there's a little bit too tanky and they don't want to take the risk of reinforcements, because reinforcements are here. Kit's going to be the first one into the foray. Looking for the damage onto the Warden. Doesn't get the full combo out, but Lucky Lucky does find the Dragon's Tail. One more right click. Gets the kill onto the Warden. Good sleep from Bloody Nine, showing that this Medusa cannot have influence in the fight. Zeus about to die here. Lucky Lucky manages to bring him down with the Breathe Fire. Double kill for the DK. Another one fight for DogChamp. And yeah, the Medusa was in the vicinity. Yeah, she had the Stone Gaze at the ready, but she just pressed Nightmare, and that's it.
Yeah. And this glyph has been rewarded. Yeah, all of that effort that you just put in, bringing everybody over, dewarding that glyph, has now been undone. And DogChamp are just going to continue playing around here. They have no reason to back off. KBU has no damage whatsoever to push you back. And this, I don't even want to say stalemate. Like, slide downwards for KBU is going to continue. There goes Italiano Gangstar.
Especially if they end up losing cores like this, the jump in from Lucky manages to initiate for his squad, create the opening, and now suddenly this Beastmaster is feeling very isolated on this map. He needs to get out of here, right the hell now. Might get caught though. Let's see if his pathing is good. Oh, his pathing is very good, so he's gonna maintain safety, get closer to getting the helm. But nonetheless, they're just not allowing any of the spaces that this Medusa normally plays to be safe. Like you mentioned, they still have this ward now, rewarding in her jungle. They've completely controlled her triangle. And she's just playing so skittishly. At this point, normally you expect a Medusa to at the very least be second net worth. And here she is, Kips, just right behind the Dragon Knight of all heroes. Still just trying to finish her Manta, let alone like a Skadi.
Yeah, and I was talking about how the Medusa would have trouble beating the Sniper timings, but the Sniper in this game is having absolutely no trouble whatsoever beating the Medusa timings, that's for sure. At very least they get that D-Ward again, but there's a Deso on the Sniper and they're taking Roche with it.
Quick Roche attempt, Aegis picked up, and they're gonna smoke up immediately off the back of this one. They realize how much of an issue that this Beastmaster is actually creating in this top lane, keeping it constantly pushed out, not allowing them to fully control the map. So they want to try and stamp out the rat, but he is being very careful. Let's see if they have a read onto this one. He throws out the Hawk. They know where he's at. Kit's smoke will break. They know exactly what's up. Perfect on the torrent there coming out from Kits. And look at the right-click damage from Sniper. My god. Okay. All right, little man. How much damage was that actually from the Sniper? Well, not as much as it looked like. Just looked very fancy. Other side of the map though. Tiny also getting caught out here. Italiano Gangster both crashing in onto him from Kits. And they have the damage to bring him down, but the fight's not over. Lucky also managing to find the Zeus as well. Weren't all these heroes just top Kips? What is happening? How did they get here so quickly?
Rainbow TPs? I guess the Coddle also must have brought somebody in, because
he probably brought, let's see, who still has a TP available? Coddle still has TP up, but everybody else does not.
So it was a Rainbow. Alright. I mean, in this case though, you just kick him out of your triangle, you immediately pressure back on the bottom side of the map, it does not matter, nobody's top anymore. And Sunlight still doesn't have his Overlord, 500 gold off of it, and absolutely no place to farm it. Brave smoke!
Oh my god. You just smoked and your Zeus is half HP with the Rubik. That is not a great place to be. They use the Thunder God's Rat to scout out vision here. Italiano Gangster getting a nice toss back onto the Sniper. Will they be able to get this kill? Indeed they do. Lucky doesn't get himself stoned up though, but Realm is trying to dish out the necessary damage for this fight. Stonebag back for life number 2. Let's see what they've got here. There's no more Stone Gaze, no more defensiveness. But Stonebag needs to be careful. There's actually damage on the side of KBBU, yes. They try to utilize with the Primal Roar, Avalanche Toss. It's not enough so far. Nice save from Bloody Nine using the Nightmare onto Beastmaster, preventing the final hits. Realm Medusa dies at the exact same time as well. Italiano Gangster getting dragged back in front of the Kunkka and the gang. No escape for you, my friend. Yeah, you managed to grab away the first life of the Aegis, but it costs you all 3 cores. It costs you a tier 2 tower. Might even cost you a tier 3 at the rate that DogChamp are going about this right now. Just demolition at this point, Kips. What's the play? What do KBUS do to come back now?
They have no plays. I find it. I know that it's my job to tell you what's happening. I also feel like I'm killing the hype when I say this, but it's 15k difference right now. The Sniper's huge. They have no good ways to get on top of him without completely over-committing with a bunch of heroes that cannot stand the damage right now. And yeah, like the only reason that sort of worked was because the Medusa was ready to be a damage sponge.
Yep.
She does not have HP enough.
Soaked up more than she could take. Okay. Oh, okay. There's the play. All right. So it's very easy, Kips.
Sure.
Right?
Lucky walks halfway into your base.
the entire enemy team runs right in front of your Ancient, and then you toss them one by one, and then they stand there and just wait for the toss cooldown to come back. They try to jump forward. What an avalanche! Toss onto 2 here. Sniper in danger. The Nightmare yet again saving the Sniper, but this time it's only going to be borrow time. Kids now needs to try and get out of this one. So does Bloody Nine. Which one of them is going to be able to escape? Italiano Gangster gives up the chase on the Bane. He wants the bigger prey in this Kunkka, and he will be able to catch him. Will be able to kill him. Okay, there we go. They end up losing out on a lane of Rax, but somehow, some way, off the back of these Italiano Gangster plays, he brings them back into a situation where they get the opponent paused. Great stuff being done out right now by the timing.
Yeah, so we see a replay here of the time that they took the Aegis down, right? And this is the opportunity that they get again later, with the added difference that there is no stun from the DK to come in this time. So they cannot actually keep their Sniper alive. A Sniper who, by the way, did go high ground without a BKB or a Hurricane Pike finished. Has the Hurricane Pike finished now? Shouldn't die so easily next time.
I think maybe part of my trepidation for wanting to acknowledge Sniper as a good hero, as firstly, before we do that, let's acknowledge how well this Bane Elemental played. He just honestly saved that first fight. Bloody Nine's been doing really, really well. But I'm very afraid to acknowledge that Sniper could be good, because then suddenly all my pubs are ruined. And people are like, what do you mean I need BKB Hurricane Pike to go high ground, bro? Look at Stoneback. He won the game like a boss. I want to be Stoneback.
No, I just finished the Deso first, lol. What do you mean we didn't win all 3 of our lanes? Build is a build.
I actually can't believe he's getting away with first item Deso Sniper. Let's just...
Listen, I'm not responsible for the bracket you play in. Only you can save yourself.
At this rate, the bracket I'm in, only Gaiman can save me. Actually, I just need this buff Beastmaster to carry me out of the bracket, so... He does have the helm now.
If he ever turns up, can you, like, put me on the list?
I got you. I'll be like, yo, man, there's a couple of people you need to go help out. He will actually be the proper MMR tourist, going from bracket to bracket, saving your pubs, elevating your MMR. What a legend.
Let us pray. Well, you know, you have some tower consequences now as well, with the Helm of the Overlord being up. Finally, Sunlight scraped together the money for that one, so we have the creep with the Frenzy now. Need to see some big time attack speed out of this Medusa. Of course, she still hits like a wet kitten, but that's okay, she hits fast.
Yeah, a fast wet kitten. So, sometimes it's cool. They push on a tier 2 in this bottom side of the map. Their opponents, of course, are busy pushing the tier 2 at the top.
Finishes the full raid back. We haven't really had time to talk about Yaren, by the way, but like the only thing I've been thinking about him this entire game is like, yeah, he's playing the same game as a core Kotl, except, you know, on a support. Which is par for the course for Yaren, really. That's what he loves to do most. Look at this aggression onto the buildings. You're 10k behind versus a sniper. I love this. They're ringing the doorbell, they're convincing him to come home, but yeah, no way in hell they were actually taking this. That was a bluff through and through.
But sometimes you gotta bluff to force your opponents into an uncomfortable position. And Team DogChamp, even though they had pocket aces, they do not want to have any of that action, so they back off. Good times. Nicely done by KBUUS. It is definitely just about buying time at this point, right? Anything you do that buys you even an additional minute is helpful. And this is not just the normal additional minute. They got a tier 2, some damage on a tier 3, and they got access to a Skadi.
Yes, they do.
But looky. Oh, I think they see him. Oh, God.
At the water park.
I think they've got him. Realm, run away! Run away! Run! Oh, gosh, gets caught right now. There's going to be the stun. Kids will die elsewhere on the map. But okay, Realm is going to be fine. Realm is fine. Gets off the stone gaze. And how did this Kunkka die elsewhere, though?
Oh, we were talking about different fights. That's incredible. He got roared, flame breathed by the Rubik, comboed by, well, by Zeus. Like, that's why nobody was helping out the Medusa, because everybody was trying to kill the Kunkka, and it took a haste rune on the Tiny to run him down in his own base.
Well, they made it happen for themselves. Might not have been able to claim a lane of Rax off the back of it. Might not have been able to defend a tier 2 off the back of it. But with no Kunkka, they're not going to come high ground, so it delays the game further, which is what it's all about.
Yeah. I think ideally they would have had a bunch of TPs back again, but honestly, I think several of them were still on cooldown from the first TP round, so. Come in now.
I'd actually love to keep a tally this game of how many TPs we've seen. Like, these players have moved around a lot. Like, a lot more than I'm used to seeing. I think we've actually seen more TP rotations than we've seen smoke rotations in this game. It's been kind of incredible to watch, honestly.
Yeah, you might be right. I might call a TP rotation like 3 or more at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't fight you on that. I agree. They have been very snappy, especially on DogChamp, using their existing towers to move around like that and keep the tempo up. That said,
Certainly helps a
their
lot when you
lanes
have
are,
as many
because they lost a
towers.
couple of towers, yeah, their lanes are getting cut now. There's a Shadow Blade on this Tiny as well, so he's pushing. The Beastmaster will always be pushing.
They're actually back bottom already. He doesn't have an Aghanim shot, but he's actually going to solo siege the tier 3 tower. No one's coming home. Okay, so it looks like this time they're not going to try and take this bluff. They're going to go all in for this action and be like, well, we're going to gain 2 lanes of racks potentially while you only gain 1. But let's see who gets there first. KBU US forcing this push. They've got a Beastmaster on their side. Looky, does come home though. Throws in the Dragon Tail stun onto Italiano Gangster. They haven't gotten the racks just yet.
Then he's bailed.
Throwing in quite a lot of damage onto Bloody 9. Realm needs to be careful, but Realm does get the... Oh my god.
Yeah.
Realm doesn't get it, but the illusion does. And is going to be able to TP out to safety. All right. They didn't even lose their own racks top. Okay, wasn't a bluff this time. This time it actually worked out.
Yeah, losing only the tower for actually pretty much equilibrium on the bot lane is insane. That is so good for them as far as the map play is concerned. And I just feel like if I were DogChamp, I would have called that bluff. I would have just double raxed them. Like, we don't need to move the sniper to the base. You take one rack bot, fine. We had one there anyway. It's just mega them, man. But you know what? I guess that while they're so preoccupied with the bot lane, you can also pay the big man a visit.
Hey Roche, it's been a while, buddy. How you doing? I'm honestly, every single time I see Roche on Feist these days, my body is on tenterhooks waiting for double Roche. I'm just hoping it gets to happen again. But those are somewhat unique circumstances that led to that outcome. This time around, just going to be much more standard affair. Just Aegis with a shot. Let's see, do they give it to the sniper for that grenade? They do indeed. Hasn't equipped it just yet, but I feel like this is actually also a very underrated Aghanim Scepter. This concussive grenade is so strong. This shot, every time I see it, it's one of these things I'm just like, alright, Gavin, Ice Frog, whoever's doing the balancing right now, please get this out of the game.
The thing is that I've seen in games where snipers are having trouble keeping enemies off of them, just more ways to take distance don't really help because you're not dealing damage while you're doing it. And so they're not dying, so they just keep on chasing you. So I've yet to see it super useful, because this game he's just winning, right?
Yeah, that is actually true. Most of the time I see it useful is when you're already winning, and now that winning might just continue. Italiano Gangster doesn't get chain disabled, so he does manage to evade this Conquer spells. Bloody 9 will end up very low on HP and will end up taking a tumble. Alright, that's going to be 1 hero down so far. And Team DogChamp don't have what it takes. They are going to throw an assassinate onto Realm, but whatever. Okay, even with this Aegis, Sniper fell way too low. Doesn't have really that many forms of tankability. And unfortunately, he's their only real tower hitter. So once he feels threatened and they have to back him off, suddenly the entire fight practically ends. And look at this. This was actually really, really nice from the Bane to delay this as long as possible. Otherwise, I think like Sniper could easily have just died immediately, but great fight it seems right now for KBU US.
Really close. And yeah, as much as like the sniper problem is here for KBU, like engaging into them is very hard because the sniper is waiting for you and you have to gun for him. Right now, the problem is starting to ramp up on the other side. With Realm having his full Skadi completed, he has now become very hard to engage into as well. And he is a lot more tanky than a sniper. And because the sniper is pretty much the sole damage of his team, like both of these heroes are getting run at the same time, Realm lives a lot longer than the sniper, so the cores of DogChamp have to turn back, save their sniper, and Realm can hit freely. That's a problem.
Got a lot of problems to themselves. Zeus gonna have an issue right now with the damage coming into him as Bloody 9 does take him out. Another problem to come in here, Kips, is that they're about to finish the dual BKBs of MMR Tourist as well as the Tiny. Tiny not that far away from having it. And of course, like you mentioned, this Medusa is very, very tanky. At that point in time, even through all of it, then it's only really Sniper dealing damage, right?
Yes.
Kips went for this much more AoE control style of build. Obviously, we have a DK that is itemizing for BKB and control himself. So at that point, you can just run at Sniper, heads up, and not really worry about dying for at least 9 seconds.
Exactly. Trying to go through that backdoor region, but there are Medusa illusions in the mid lane. There's a tiny on bot lane, actually. Italiano Gangster, well, you know, there was a full creep wave there, and he took it.
Italiano Gangster's actually been playing really well this game. Like, shout out to him.
Yeah, and this game has been ass, by the way. It's very hard to make yourself seen in a game like this, where you're playing on the back foot the entire time, nothing you do seems ever good enough. But it's all about the small steps. And the small steps get him to 33 minutes now with roughly the same goal difference as we had at 12. Which is an achievement and a half.
Yeah. I actually still can't believe it that given where the lead was all those minutes ago, that the game isn't over. And it's still, yes, they are bearing down a second lane of racks, potentially bearing down a full set of megas, but the game is actually not over. It's anything but. And a couple of more fights could turn things around, like this one. Italiano Gangster jumping onto Bloody 9. They get the jump. Looky jumped up and immediately got himself telekinesis, so couldn't drop down the Dragon Tail stun. Oh my goodness, I'll only be able to function here. Primal Roar went out onto the Sniper. Stone Gaze will be there as well. Where's the right-click damage coming in from Realm? He's in the midst of several heroes here. Dragon Tail stun coming out right now. Stolen away by the ward, and it goes onto Lucky, and that will enable Medusa to get that kill. Stonebag coming back on the second life, has a BKB, will just TP out to safety. But that's a one team fight right now for KBU US. Another one here, Kips. 3 heroes down. They lose 2 in the process, buyback on 1, but who cares? You kill them outside of the base, and now you're the one that's making a push onto the other side of the map.
And the fact that they get the Bane there is so important. We've seen how he defends his Sniper. Bloody Line is just down immediately, and it gives the position for both of these heroes on the side to completely disengage, because the BKB hero in the middle is not actually getting disabled, and the Medusa pops that Stone Gaze and gets to walk all the way around because she's not stopped by anything either. And that repositioning means that the disengagement is completely impossible for the side of DogChamp without losing more heroes. Beautiful positioning there. KBU right now really showing off why, especially on the back of that team play, they have been doing so well in this Division 2. They've just looked like they know where they need to be and how they need to cast their spells. And even in this game, where, you know, their possibilities have looked like ass.
Mid. Sniper.
There's no BKB for another 10 seconds.
Doesn't have BKB. Realm goes in with the Stone Gaze in the midst of multiple heroes. They get out the damage. Primal Roar comes in from the MMR Tourist. They've got Stonebag. Stonebag is gonna die on the Sniper.
Yeah.
Oh my god, 90 seconds in the grave, no buyback, Kips. And this fight's not even over just yet. Medusa reaching for more. She wants this damage out onto this Kunkka. And crit. Kits is gonna die. And no way he's gonna be able to survive this one. Some crits for Kits. And that's a quick death. Immediate buyback coming in from the Kunkka. But now we're at the point where Sniper not actually feeling like he's got protection. As soon as you get on top of him, he's just folding in this game. Didn't build up for like a Satanic or Butterfly in this game. Only going back now for the Butterfly. But might be too little too late, Kips.
Yeah, and it feels like that for the itemization of his other cores as well, right? Like this this Halberd that's coming in from Lucky. He's needed that for a while now, but it's very easy to say that with the benefit of hindsight. Because the Medusa, sure, they halberd her once, like right here, right? And it doesn't matter because there's so many other heroes hitting in, and Realm just uses this time to reposition.
Realm Medusa's online. Ah, sigh. Yay. A Medusa online properly and wrecking the enemy team. Wonderful.
But Ricky is wrong, Snare.
Oh, that's a good one. You've got me there. I don't know how I feel about this. This is like pure conflict. This is hot and cold.
I know. But you can either choose to feel bad no matter the situation. You could choose to feel good no matter the situation.
I mean, I will choose to feel good because I had to at some point acknowledge to Ricky that Pudge is actually a good hero. So I will take any dub I can get at this point in time.
Oh, you
Unfortunately,
did that too.
yeah,
I
it's
love
not
that,
great.
man.
This is, you know, it's
You-
not great. Having had a 17k gold lead and sliding away. Game is hard.
Yeah, game is hard, and it will really not get easier. Like this Medusa right now, she could, she could have bought a blink if she wanted to sit on top of that sniper even easier. But she's gone for the BKB instead, and there is no BKB piercing disables apart from this Bane over on DogChamp. So 9 now has the only way to. Oh no, the sniper was in front. Why was
Oh,
he in
that
front?
telekinesis! Why was he in front here? All the damage will emerge in short order from KBUUS. He is gone in the blink of an eye. Warden will die for this on the backside of the fight, but Medusa looking to try and clean up. Got off the stone gaze. They don't have any damage here. Break onto the DK. No access to the Dragon Blood. That's a quick kill. Bane as well going to end up dying. Warden does buy back into the situation, but he's the only casualty on the side of KBUUS. Everybody else has to flee. Kits has already bought back, so if he dies, it's a dieback and the game just ends. So he can't re-engage anymore. But this might actually be the lane of Brax. But Kips, we look at it here. Why was Sniper leading the charge?
I don't know. But as a coach, I'm not allowed to ask that because he knows that he fucked up and we don't have to tell him that.
Oof.
Do you remember though that moment in bot where you asked me like what kind of play could they make, and I said nothing, and then the game promptly flipped in favor of KBU chasing DogChamp out and getting that opening on the bot side. Yeah, like as much as it hurts me to say, DogChamp threw this one, and normally I'm a big one for saying, hey, this was not a throw, the other team's timing was coming up, they just held out for as long as was necessary, now they can make plays, but they didn't have any plays to make. They just got a kill because of a fountain toss.
I mean, they got that, they literally chased 3 kills off the back of that one fountain toss, right?
Oh,
and then...
gonna do the thing I'm not allowed to do again, but why were they still in that jungle?
These are the questions, because they didn't just lose those 3 heroes. I think in the span of 3 minutes, they lost 3 heroes, 2 towers down bottom, half the HP on the tier 3, all their map control in Radiant Jungle, and they lost the opportunity to properly threaten the Medusa. And all of it could have been elided had they just taken their axe and left. Had they left immediately at that point, there's no way they were still in this game right now, right?
Exactly. So it's as much as I hate doing this to a team, because there's always mitigating circumstances, in this case, like, yeah, they did it to themselves. And this is the result of one single mistake made 15, 20 minutes ago?
Oof.
Which is rough, man.
Dota2, game of margins and game of decisions, and the decisions have been very favorable for KBUUS. We'll see how this decision of a smoke gank pans out for them, though. Zeus gonna just be bringing up the rear. They're leading the charge not with their carry, but instead with their offlaner, MMR Tourist, who has BKB, Blink, Helm of the Overlord. Even if he gets caught, there's no way he dies quickly. They're not going to find anybody, because unfortunately for DogChamp, the entire team is just sitting in the base. And well, this Looky Halberd is not going to be coming either, because his courier just got taken out on the way home. So that's no Halberd for Looky, and that's the only item he was building. He bought out for that one, Kips. So no buyback available for him either.
He's been working on that one for 20 minutes too. But yeah, there's no way they would be outside of the base. Like, this was really just a smoke to a hopeful smoke, shall we say. With a sniper in this kind of situation where the gold lead has flipped from 10k in your favor to 10k in the enemy favor, you sit on that high ground like you grew there.
There was a point in this game where it was north of 80% win rate for DogChamp. Well, it's now the same for KBUUS, and unfortunately, this is late game Medusa. Sniper has peaks. There is a stage in the game where he's no longer nearly as scary. Medusa doesn't feel like she ever falls off. She only ramps up her strength. And of course, she's going to pick up a double damage rune at 42 minutes. What else could possibly happen?
Yeah, I suppose she could get the money together for that Swift Blink. which is pretty close now as well. She's gonna have that before the Aegis now. That would require a lot of farm still. I think they don't get that before the Aegis times out. Pretty close.
Unless she buys out. Yeah, no, it's probably unlikely, but we'll see what the decision is. They're just waiting for somebody to show so they could make a quick jump, find the space. Italiano Gangster. We haven't seen him have to... It's kind of crazy that Italiano Gangster feels like his impact in the last several minutes hasn't been that high, given just how much he did to get his team into this position. But now that you're at this phase of the game, it's not his input that is the most important. It's obviously going to fall down to Realm, so he can chill a little bit. Just rest on his laurels. Be like, well, boys, I brought us here. The rest is on y'all. Let's see what happens now.
He had a couple of good tossbacks. He had a couple of good pickoffs. He had some nice split pushing on the bot side. And sometimes that's all you do as a mid player. You do your thing and then you hand it over to the carrier. Like, this is your cake now. You can do the last of the decorations. Put whatever candles you want on top.
The candles are going to be Sniper's head.
On fire. Oh, yeah.
Poor Sniper. Poor Kunkka as well. His progression also drastically stalled out in this game. Was doing decently well, getting further and further ahead, but it feels like since he got this Aghanim Scepter, hasn't actually made meaningful progress. And look how scared they are. He actually already has the Heaven's Halberd, right? So they're going double Halberd in this situation. He's not going to get this AC anytime soon. And he has almost as much net worth. He's less net worth than Beastmaster, but his own Coddle is at this point catching up to his net worth as a mid-hero.
You know, I was about to say, like, you know who's having a great game? Yaren.
Yaren's like, the communication in the channels, we're in trouble, boys. Like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. Yeah. My game is great, man.
I am thick.
Look at him. 4-staff, Spirit Vessel, Wraith Pact with the Aghanim Scepter. They're actually gonna smoke up here on DogChamp. Alright, this is brave to say the least. Let's see how this one pans out. Who are they gonna come across first? Realm is the first person that they see. This is the last person they want to come across first. He gets in. They find the Coddle. Coddle's already gone. Fiend's Grip will be there from Bloody 9, but Bloody 9 has to realize that this is not going anywhere. The Medusa Illusions are going to try and fight back onto the DK, but the important hero of the Sniper is now just getting ran down upon. He tries to force off himself to the low ground. There's the grenade to save himself, but none of this is going to matter. He ends up dying. Like you said, the distance you open doesn't matter if you just die immediately afterwards. The fight not over just yet though. DK with his BKB trying to aggress into Realm, but has to know that there's no point doing this. Kits will die, buying back as well. Everybody's buying back into this fight. Looky will also end up taking a tumble. So it's a very protracted team wipe ultimately. They do at the very least manage to bring down this Beastmaster, but Stonebank dying and having to buy back means that not only are you not getting any new items, you only have one life left. They're re-engaging. They're coming back. Italiano Gangster finds him. Italiano Gangster gets the jump. Stonebank has no BKB. And that's it. GG, well played, is called.
And this is the kind of play that has seen KBU get to the top of this league. It has not been clean. It has not been perfect. They definitely drop the ball from time to time, but these kind of calls show a different kind of engagement with the game where they are actually able to make space not just for what they're thinking about, but also like, all right, the opponent thinks they're safe right now. We're going. That was a game-winning call right there.
Yeah, several game-winning calls, and no surprise that game-winning call came from our tiny player, Italiano Gangster, standing in for I Annihilate, but not losing a step whatsoever. KBUUS, great game understanding. And I mean, this was a 1 in a million chance of winning this game. If they replay this on the side of DogChamp, they win almost every time. But the one segment of mistakes made and the one exploitation of said mistakes by Italiano Gangster enables them to be able to come back into this one. Look at how much damage came out from the squad. Like, normally I'm used to seeing Zeus very high up on the damage numbers, and the same for the Dusa. But this distribution of damage is not only super great, but look how much Italiano Gangster did. 35k hero damage on the Tiny. That is ridiculous.
He did work. And especially if you compare it to the damage numbers over on the other side, you can actually see how much time was spent on DogChamp not hitting people. Like, just scrambling to get their sniper out of harm's way. And that is ultimately what just decides a sniper game as well. Like, can you get him out of harm's way or no? And the fact that you have to do it with all these single target heroes, really only a Kunkka who does not go through BKB, as I said before, has no control through BKB. Yeah, that was it, and they just hit that tipping point slightly too